Hello again, and welcome back. Time marches on, as it always does, and things have changed. If you look at my bank balance, it's looking a little bit healthier. I did a few bailing contracts while you were away, and I also bought this. Ta-da! This is a greenhouse, so it's not looking super fantastic because I believe it is the wrong time of the year. Oh, and I also landscaped this, got rid of the field. There's a field still under here because if you if you landscape your grass disappears. I don't want my grass to disappear. So yeah. Oh, and I had to buy this little water bowser to fill this because this one does not or is not connected, so it needs 20,000 liters of water. You would not believe that this like 400-liter tank holds 20,000 liters. This thing holds like 2,000 and something, and it took obviously 10 goes to fill this sucker up. So, welcome to greenhouses. Quite nice greenhouse. I like it. I don't know if putting my bees near here would help. Anyway, the point is, we have all this stuff, which looks like it's in dreadful condition because it's just the wrong time of the year. Which is not to say it's not working. I think it is working. So, this is a production chain greenhouse. So in this greenhouse, there are tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries. They're all activated. And it says running, running, running. And down at the bottom, you can see you can deactivate it, etc., etc., etc. So it tells you what it needs. Recipe. It needs water to make tomatoes. I assume 1 water makes 1 tomato. 2 water makes 1 lettuce. 1 water makes 2 strawberries. Right? And you can see over there it says outgoing products. We've got 61 liters of tomatoes currently in storage, 30 liters, 31 liters of lettuce currently in storage, and 122 liters of strawberries in storage. Now it says cycles per month, so I'm assuming it does 1,536 cycles per month, which is to say, for tomatoes, it gets through 1,536 water. I'm pretty certain I ain't going to produce 1,536 tomatoes, but I could be wrong. So I don't know exactly what its output is, given that the cycles per month is 1,536, and it costs $2 a month. This is a lot less cycles, which may explain why there's about half as many lettuce, and this is the same amount of cycles and double the amount of strawberries. So that kind of makes sense. I've not had it a month, so it could be 1,536 liters a month. It could well be. It could well be. Anyway, it looks kind of nice. It's got these doors you can walk in. It's all very swish. I mean, it's very nice. You can walk in, walk around. Everything's opened up. It's all very good. I'm sure it looks really, I'm sure it looks really nice in summer, and doesn't look like Dawn of the Dead. So anyway, let's lock it up. I don't think the doors doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's still registering the fact that there's partially a field there hidden somewhere under here somewhere. So yeah, so that's it. So I bought the greenhouse. I bought a little water bowser. I got some stuff. I've got my sheep still doing their sheepy thing, and I got my chickens still doing their chickeny thing, which is in part why I wanted to bring you back. So we've still got a sort of pallet of wool, and they're still working on that. And over here we have sort of a pallet of eggs, and they're still working on that. And over here, if we run on over here to our bees, our busy bees, we've got sort of some pallet of honey. So we need to talk about shifting pallets. My corn still isn't ready. It still needs some stuff. So let's have a look. Palleting. Now, there's a couple of ways you could think about pallets, right? Traditionally, forklifts, right? Obviously, you could look at this little dinky old thing. This is is this a fully electric forklift? 22 kilowatts. Yeah. So this is a dinky old thing. I don't think that is going to work for me. outside, because look at those wheels. That's definitely an intra warehouse vehicle. You could have this thing, which is 8.1 tonner and a 4.1 tonner, and that's all fine, and they'll lift pallets for you, which is great. But what do you do with them once you've lifted them? If you were doing that, you would have to get probably some kind of trailer. And there's trailers here, and you would want a low-sided trailer, obviously, what we would call a flat deck. Any flat deck trailers out here? There's no flat deck trailers. Oh, this one, I think this one here, you can flat deck it. So, because I've had this before, and I think you can make it into a bale trailer. So a bale trailer, you can flat deck it. So it's a funky little trailer, this one, the SEK 802. I had one in FS19. I used it for everything because you can change the capacity up to 12,000. You can change it all the way to a bale trailer. It's a very handy little bit of kit. It's only 9k. So you'd want that kind of thing because you could then load your pallets on it, right? And take them away. I think otherwise the only other trailers you have is you got low loaders, low loader trailers. You have things like this, the steel drop deck, but they're massive. They're for huge things. And you have miscellaneous. You have this little fella here, which is it's not. Yeah, I don't know. It could be problematic. It could be problematic because it's got those sides. So that could be an issue. That could be an issue. You've got other little trailers here. You've got utes and things, Liner Unidecks and stuff like that. That's all fine. But I also think down here, is it under cars and vans? I think these things. I think you can load pallets into these things, but what I don't know is it doesn't tell you that, and that's part of the fun with Farm Simulator is quite often it does not tell you what will do what. It says here that these don't pick up anything. They're just you just drive them. They're just pickups. They're just cosmetic. They have no ability to carry anything. And they did have a little van, which you could, I think it's a mod, which you could pick things up in. So, and it's for sale? No, nothing of use. So, so it's a bit. Tis a bit of a tricky one, that one. I don't want to actually have to buy I don't want to have to buy a forklift and a trailer because that would seem somewhat superfluous. So ideally what I would like is I would like something that would automatically pick up pallets. And I'm kind of concerned that this John Deere doesn't do it. You see, I don't know, there's nothing down there that says pallets. At least not as far as I know. Is there in our help menu? Is there a sign for icons? You got crops. Yeah, you got greenery. Yeah, okay. It doesn't show you. It doesn't show you pallets. Does it show you pallets? No. Animals. No. Products. Doesn't have pallets. It has products that are in things. It says honey, so I assume that means it must come in a pallet, right? Um, so if we're saying to ourselves that this little thing, does this thing take honey? I don't see honey down there, do you? No, I don't see honey. What about this one? No, I don't see honey. See, I think they take loose stuff. So I think the issue with the vanilla stuff is you've got to buy a little trailer and you've got to buy a little forklift because it's the only way you're going to It's the only way you're going to get this stuff loaded up. What's the little? Because forklifts ain't cheap. $37,000. Says the guy with 1.1 million. 37,000 bucks. What do I want 37,000 bucks for? Of course, no. What do I want to spend 37? Of course, you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to buy it. You can lease it. Right? You lease it at a time. It's 1887. So there you go. So I think what we might do is buy the little sec trailer because it's just a little legend. It's all the way at the end here. It's very good. It's a very good little thing. So we're gonna buy it. We'll buy it in the bell trailer configuration. You can change the configuration at the shops. It's just real easy. I don't think it need anything for the wheel brand. I think you can change the wheel setup and change the chassis color if you wanted, and license plate and everything else. But I guess what we'll do is we'll buy it. We'll buy it for 9K, and we'll leave that at the shop. And what we'll do is we'll bring it back, and we will get the we will lease a forklift, and we'll do that when it's time. This, the funny thing is, this doesn't tell me what the capacity is, I suppose. The capacity of my honey. Because honey not showing up as an animal, I don't know where we're at. Same with these, really. I don't know where these are at either. They're telling me they're in good condition. They're well fed, they've got great health, they're working towards productivity. When they get up to reproduction, they start producing their own, which is great. Got 191 eggs, which is fab. But we got plenty of room, so I'm not in a big rush to do anything. But having that little trailer is something that I wanted to do. So we might wait. We'll just wait until we get this, because there's no point rushing ahead. No point rushing ahead. No point rushing ahead. So we'll just wait and wait until that comes through. We're working on our animals and we're working on our glass house. And I wanted to come out, there's deer running around. I wanted to come out the back because there's a couple of things I want to share with you. So this is our field, which is ready to go. Fertilized 50%. It isn't going to be ready for anything else until we change its condition state. Remember I talked about condition states? So it's just going to sit here. Same with the one out the front, it's just going to sit here. But look at this stuff out here. This is a great big field of sunflowers. It's got a yield bonus of 83%. The ground's going to need some plowing, but that's fine. So let's have a look at this. This is out back. It's dark green, which is what it is. And calendar-wise, sunflowers. So this will carry over, maybe like the corn on the front, into next month, and then it'll be ready for harvesting. But what I'm particularly interested in is that it's quite a nice, great big field. And if I look at the farmland here, field number 5. It's $114,000, which is, we have $114,000. And when you are thinking of buying a field, my advice would be consider one with crops on it, because we can then harvest those sunflower and decide what we're going to do with that sunflower. Which is fine, and then I can decide what to do with that field back there. We've got another little field here which is for 49,000, and we've got another little field here which is for 50,000. So altogether that would be 200,000 something dollars for all of that stuff. But I don't know about 2 and 3. What's on 2 and 3? Is this grass? Grass. No, this is barley growing. Okay, barley. Alright. I wonder when barley comes through. What's this one up here? It's fertilized. 100%. Yield bonus 88. This is canola. Needs lime, does your canola. So we've got these things, barley and canola. What's the windows for barley and canola? Barley just been planted, so it's going to roll on over to the next year. So if we were to buy that now, we wouldn't realize any benefit on it for a while. So let's not. Let's leave that one. And canola has also just been planted. So there's no point in me buying those farmland right now because it needs stuff doing to it. Well, not that one, but that one does. But it's really just started, so that's fine. I'll probably skip maybe buy those next year. But this one looks fine. 51. I wonder what's 51 worth when it's at home. Oh, what? Why is why is okay? Um, right. Okay, it all has different numbers when you're proposing to buy it. That's very interesting. So this one is 91,000. Okay, 91,000. What's down there? What's down there? 91,000. I don't actually have to go and look, you know. I can do this with the power of technology. Right. What have we got down there? Crop type. It looks to be soybeans. So when soybeans come back round again, soybeans is due actually. So let us do have a look because we might buy these 2 bits of farmland. So we'll take a run through the children of the sunflowers. Right. Soybeans, 98%. Isaac Ewan, 100% fertilized. They're in good condition. It's a nice crop. It's a nice crop as well. Okay, so we might keep an eye on these. There's going to be dew soon. You need to be careful that they don't end up harvesting them out from underneath you, because they could jump in and harvest them. Not all fields end up going to contract, of course, so they could end up doing that. That's ours, which is perfectly fine. So we have done pretty much everything we need to do for the time being until we have some new stuff which is going to come through, which is next month, which is probably some harvesting that needs to be done again for the corn, which you haven't seen. And I did say I was going to buy a silo when we deal with the corn. And I will. Now, I also did say that I was going to do a job for the AI workers, which was going to be load and deliver, right? So I've got this. Is my little truck that can still attached? So he's still attached to his little trailer, which is great. So if I go here and I want to create a job, and I go to load and deliver. Here's my problem. This, for example, Grain West Silo has no barley, or canola, or corn, or grapes, or oats, or olives, or potatoes, or seeds, or sorghum. Pardon me. And so on. So it's empty, so I can't do anything. Lime Station is not load and deliver. And the same with Grain Pool East and the sawmill and the biogas plant and everything else. So nobody actually has anything that I can load up. I guess how this works is you have to have harvested it and loaded it. I guess the idea is to stop you from making money, buying stuff, loading a trailer, transporting it across the map, selling it, and then making a load of money, or buying it and storing it and then selling it later. I guess the economy's not that clever, so I can't show you a load and deliver contract, or sorry, AI worker, until that bird looked like it just climbed down the side of my house, my barn. So I can't show you that. Sorry. So we're still waiting on the corn. I'd still love to show you a silo. I've showed you the greenhouse. We've bought our little trailer, and we'll have to load up some stuff. But I want to wait. I want to wait until it's the right time to load up some stuff, and I will load up some stuff. But for right now, it's time for us to wait, have a break. We've been doing it hard, gone up to 1,139,000. So we probably need to put our feet up and have a little cup of coffee. And then I will see you soon. Ta-ta. Right, welcome back. It is the 1st of November, so it is the last month of autumn, and our corn is ready to go. So this is the cheapest arrangement that you can get. These corn headers, as you can see, they have their own special category, and they are quite different, which is fine. So anyway, we're gonna get the AI worker doing that. It's a fairly simple and straightforward job that they cannot get wrong. One hopes, and while they're doing that, we're going to look at silos, because I did say that we were going to build a silo, and we are. So the question is where, right? So this is ostensibly our farm, and if we have a look at silos, it's not a hayloft that we want. Definitely not. It's not a bale and pallet storage. These are the silos. This is the Pharma 400 and OB 1000, which means it'll take 400,000 liters. These silos are awesome. You can put anything into them and it automatically stores it and segregates it and everything else. You don't need a silo for individual crops because that would drive you crazy. 500,000, 800,000, 980,000, over 1 million liters, 2 million liters, and so on. Some of these, 16 million liters. Do you know how big that is? Look at the size of this thing. It's huge. It's enormous. Not enough money. Not kidding. Anyway, and some of them you need to be careful because, as it says here, this is a flat bottom bin, and you need an auger or conveyor for that type of silo. We're not going to get into that right now. So we want a nice simple silo that we can afford, and the nicest simplest silo that we can afford is the 400 OB, which is this big, which is, that's fine. That's okay, and that's okay for us. But the question is, where do we put it? Now, there's a couple of things to consider with these, and the most important of it is this little tray, because this little tray down here at the front is the bit where you have to load and unload, and ideally you would like it to be flat to the ground. If for any reason it's not flat to the ground, like if we had a bump or something, it really, you put it too close to a hill, you end up with a situation where you can't necessarily drive onto it as easily as you would like. So I don't want to build here because I've got a plan for something else here. We've got this little shed, which isn't actually doing anything as far as I can figure out. We've obviously got bees over here. If I put it here, it's kind of in the way, and the thing keeps disappearing, which is a bit odd. We've got our little storage shed over there and everything else. So ostensibly, I think I'd like it over here, which means I'd like to get rid of that shed. So to get rid of that shed, if you go back to the top menu, you see you get a selection called Demolish, and when you've done that, it'll highlight the shed. We'll click X and we'll remove it. Do you want to decorate this? Sell it? Not decorate it. Yes, I do. And that's that. And now I want to go back to my silos, and we want to come down, and this is the silo that we want. So we'll rotate it around. I'll just make sure it's as relatively flat as I would like it to be, and it doesn't like. What doesn't it like? It doesn't like that orange thing. Is that what's causing me the trouble? So I've got to avoid the orange thing. Right, okay. Is that level? It looks kind of level. We're kind of okay with that. I sure hope. Right, let's get out of there. I didn't stop him. Oh man. Go. Where's our little tractor? There he is. Right. Okay, here we go. There's our new silo. So we've got our new silo. Yes, it's fine. It's lovely and flat. No dramas. Right, so we've put our silos down at the back. That's a fine place to put them. We can offload and load, which is all great. And that's all tickety-boo. We got the guy harvesting, which is also tickety-boo. But I had a look at this thing. Look at the state of our little tractor, eh? Look at the state of this thing. So what do you do when your tractor gets into a state like that? Well, I'll show you what we do when your tractor gets into a state like that. We're going to take it to the workshop and we're going to get it jazzed up a little bit. Because it's going to be finished in no time. Because we would really like it to be jazzed up a little bit. So yeah, you do this at the workshop. Now there is, as far as I know, obviously depending on custom maps, but as far as I know, there's always a workshop on the map. It's usually associated with the shop or somewhere nearby it or things like that. So that you can do these kinds of things, repairs and repaints. Obviously, as you can see there on the right, there's a spanner icon and a petrol icon, and the spanner icon represents the condition of the vehicle vis-a-vis maintenance and repairs and all the kind of the rest of it. So as it deteriorates, then you what? I don't know. Does it break down? I've never had that happen to me. It does make a difference if you come to try and sell it. So if you bring it over here to the workshop, and you come over to where the spanner is, and you hit your options, it gives you the choice of what you want to do. You can see there down at the bottom we have repair and repaint, triangle and L3. So let's repair it for a start, and then let's repaint it so that it cleans it up a little bit, which is fine. And then you have customize. Now, we have run across a couple of little situations in here when this thing wasn't quite enough. So if you have a look at the engine setup, we can go up to, on there it's 76 horsepower, 90 horsepower, 95 horsepower, 102 horsepower, and 112 horsepower. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to jazz it up to 112 horsepower. You can change the wheels if you want, and so on. You can change the colors. Sorry, you can change the colors. You can change the colors to... Oh, you could make it metallic blue. Oh, look at that. Oh, my Lamborghini. Look at that. Ready to go. Sometimes you can change the license plates and everything else. So that's 22.5k to jazz up our little Lamborghini, which looks absolutely awesome, don't you think? Don't you think? Don't you think? So we're going to jazz that up, and we've repaired it. And we've done all the bits and pieces that we needed to do, and we've tidied it up a little bit, and it's still filthy. So how do you unfilthy it? Well, you gotta wash it, sadly, and I don't think there is anywhere to wash it on the map. What you need to do if you want to wash it is you need to get a power washer. So if you have a look in the shop, I think it's under miscellaneous. No, not under tools. Where would you be? It's not always immediately obvious where these things are, at least not to me. Miscellaneous vehicles? That can't be right. No. It's in here somewhere. It's a tool. It's definitely a tool. That I'm aware of. So, where are you? Grassland care, windrowers, balers, chainsaws, levelers, dollies, weights, trailers, winter equipment. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I'll have to find it, but there is a power washer. I am pretty sure. I don't think it's not in there. Transport, maybe? No, not in there. So yeah, okay. I will look that up. Have they finished already? They have finished already, which is excellent. So, 93. That's good. 93. So we'll take this guy, and I'll show you. We don't need the trailer. I'll show you how to offload directly into the silo. So we can drive this over towards our silo. Fast it is not. And we will head over here And what we need to do is we need to get our pipe out. And it offloads automatically. That's offloading directly into our silo. All of that corn is going up into our silo. We're going to hang on to that until we are ready to sell it for a premium price, which is fantastic. And then we've got a couple of other things to do with our field in preparation for what is going to be the next stages for that field. So there we go. So I can then go back to leased vehicles, which is down here, and say I don't want to lease that anymore, and I don't want to lease that anymore. Thank you very much. And we're back here. We got 4,563 liters of corn in there, which is fantastic. So I'll dig around and see if I can find that pressure washer, and then we'll talk about the next stages for our field. But I'll go and do that, and I'll be right back. I'll see you soon. Right, I can't find it. So maybe it doesn't exist. I do know you can get mods for them. I thought it came on the base map, but it doesn't. So there you go. So anyway, so you will have noticed, maybe you won't, and maybe if I remind you with this one, so what you call it? The corn left behind stalks. Now we can mulch those stalks, or stubble, right? And that will gain us a soil improvement and a fertilizing state, which will give us a bonus yield on our next harvest. And I like that idea. I like the idea of getting a bonus on our next harvest. So we need to have a look at mulchers now. Before we do that, we have upped our little tractor. He's now 112 horsepower. He can still only pull 2.9 ton. He just goes a little bit quicker. So 2.9 ton, right? 112 horsepower. So mulchers, what do we got? This one is really small. This one's slightly bigger. So we're looking at widths here, 1.4. 2.2, yeah, this is up to 130 horsepower, so you would need 130 horsepower. So this one, the $4,500 one, 1.4 meters, it's 480, but it requires 70 horsepower to pull it. That will be the sucker for us. So we will grab that one, and we will lease it. Thank you very much. And what we will do is we will take that back, and we will start mulching our little field so that we can get a harvest state, so that we can do what we're going to do with there, and we'll see what the state of the field is once we've finished mulching it, because it might need some additional stuff, and it might need some additional stuff. So what am I going to do with that field? Well, that field I'm actually going to grass, so we'll probably be able to do everything with that, including seeding it, because you can seed grass all year, I believe. It doesn't mean it's going to grow faster or better, but we can certainly do it, and that's my intention. And the reason I want to do grass is because I want to do our own grass, because I want a lot of grass, and I want a lot of grass so I can show you how to make silage in a silage clamp, or a silage bunker, or whatever you want to call it. Because it is a bit of an involved process, but you can make a bit of money from silage. And if you want to get into things like cows and stuff that need total mixed ration is part silage as well. So there's that. Right, here we are. Lower the mulcher, turn it on. It is exactly what it says on the tin. So it's going to carry on. Makes it kind of hard to see what's happening here. I mean, you can see that the stalks are being removed, but yeah, it's a bit of a trickier one. Anyway, great for AI, because we'll leave them to it, and it's no big drama. Which reminds me, yay! Look, we purchased this field, so he's already. We're really careful because we don't want to damage our crops. He's already filled up once, so clip the edge. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drive him over while the other guy's mulching. And when that guy's finished mulching, we'll bring our little trailer over and we'll do this manually. But for right now, while that guy is mulching, what I'll do is I'll drive this over, offload him, and then take him back again and get him started. So this is sunflower seeds, I assume is what these are. Sunflower seeds. Sorry, I'm wrecking my thing. I need to move that fertilizer out of the way. It wasn't in the road before, but now it is. La 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 la. See what I mean? The silos will take a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't think it's 400,000 total. I think it's 400,000 of each. I don't know. I need to check on that one. I don't think we're ever going to fill it up, but maybe it will tell us what the capacity left is. Not really sure. I've never filled one. I've never filled one. Right, let's reverse. Can we get that thing out of the way? That'll probably do. Right, pipe in. Don't need that pipe out. Thank you very much. Right, let's carry on back here. Now, as someone pointed out during one of my earlier vids, if you have a field that is close to obstructions, like this hedge, you can do what's called headlands, which is you basically cut a couple of strips along the field, and that means that the air worker has space to turn around because they can have a problem. You can do all around the field, which is proper headlands. You do the whole thing, which is fine. On some maps, it's quite. Some of the fields are quite close to other things. There was an English map that had like hedges and walls around it, and there was absolutely no room. And it's a bit of a drama if you have crop destruction on for like extra realism, because you're stuck in a situation where you're trying to get in. Anyway, he's going on with that. I haven't found the ability to wash my tractor. Sorry, but he's mulching. Let's have a look. It should tell us what the field state is now. There should be enough to have a little look. It looks like it's gonna need plowed. Okay, so he's gonna go through and he's gonna do the mulching, and then we'll have to get a plow out. We'll need to do some plowing, and then we will see what else comes up, because I think, as you recall, when you plow, it's going to bring up stones. Where is the plowing? Does it say plowing? Yeah, you could prevent weeds from growing using a spader or subsoiler. Subsoilers move much faster, but they can't create fields and will dig up. So maybe we'll use, because we've seen plows, maybe we'll use a spader or a subsoiler, and we'll see how we go. It's a small field, so digging up some stones is probably not a big issue. So we might come back, and when he's done mulching, we might use a subsoiler, so you can see what a subsoiler looks like, right? So we've got a few things to do, and we're sort of busy. And yeah, when this is done, I'll bring you back for the next stage. I'll see you soon. Right, well, here we are, and he's cracking on. Must be hot. He's in a singlet. So yeah, so he's cracking on. You can see these are big stones coming up. So there are some fairly sizable stones coming up using this whatever it is I'm using. What am I using? I am using a subsoiler. So I'm using this thing, the subsoiler. Why? Because it's cheap. I could go with this one, but it's only 0.3 meters wider, and it's nearly 10 times as expensive. So no, I'm not going to. I'm going to use the small one, especially for a small field. For a small field like this, I don't care. Speed, and we're not in a hurry. We want to plant with grass. So if we have a look at the grass calendar, we have until the end of the month to plant with grass. So I'm kind of happy with that. I think we'll get enough done. If we look at the state of the soil, you can see you got these red stones. Assume they're the biggest ones coming up. So I don't see anything else underneath, but I don't know how it works with things like whether it needs lime or not. Does that happen after the stones come out? Because I don't see anything here that says it needs lime. Oh, they do, but they were grass, so they haven't been. I know because I harvested those. They haven't been plowed or anything. So what we'll do is this guy will crack on, and then we'll need to lift the stones, which you've seen before, and then we'll see what the condition state of the field is after that. I've got a guy out here working on this field as well because it also needs plowed. It needs mulched. It's going to need probably the same thing. It's probably going to end up with stones. We're going to have to do all of that, etc., etc., etc. This is just what it takes to prepare the fields in Farm Simulator. So yeah, so we'll carry on with this guy. We're done with the mulching, which is grand. You've seen that, and this is now subsoiling. I'm assuming spading is much of a muchness. I mean, it's the same with ploughing and things and cultivating. It's all much of a muchness. It just depends on how you're trying to manage the yields that you get off your fields. Okay? Right, so when he's done with this, we'll go through and we'll pick up the stones. And then after we pick up the stones, we'll need to see what we do after that. I don't need to bring you back for picking up the stones because you've seen it before. So I will see you all in the very, very soon. Right, we're back. We've finished the stones. Now, this is why field info is important. You can see there down the bottom, now we're looking at this, it says that it needs lime, and it doesn't also recognize that that it's fertilized. I mean, I guess the mulching does something different or something. I don't know. So if you go back to this, you'll see that it shows you that it is mulched, but it doesn't tell you that it needs lime, and it doesn't show the fertilization state. So what we're going to need to do is we are going to need to go and we're going to need to get some lime, and we're going to need to come back and we're going to lime it, and then we'll check again, but it'll probably need then fertilized after that, and then after that it should be ready to seed, and possibly after that roll. So there's quite a bit to do. Now, what was I going to show you? Oh yes, that's right. So liming. Now then, this dinky little thing which we enjoyed doesn't do lime. The Bredel is the smallest one that does lime. 45,000 to buy or lease. Is that what you're looking for? Those that little rock and white pile in the corner. So this will do lime. This will not do lime. This will do lime. That will not do lime. So the only ones that will do the lime that come with the base game are the two Bredels. Obviously, the 105 goes up to 14,000 liters, and the 165 goes up to 18,950. Now, the thing with lime is you will get through quite a bit of lime. Same width, just a different size. So you will get through quite a bit of lime. But if you remember, we had that thing with the 45-meter spread, and it nearly did the whole field. So I think we're only going to need 2 passes. So it shouldn't take more than about 1,000 liters of lime. What we're going to do is we're going to rent this thing. We're going to lease this thing, and we're going to go to the lime station. You remember the lime station? The lime station is here. And we're going to use the lime station because I've shown you how to buy the big bags and various other bits and pieces, but I haven't shown you the lime station. So we're going to go down to the lime station. And you can see here that I'm going to have a lot of stones to pick up on this field as well. And it's mulched at the minute, but I won't know what condition it is until I get the stones off. And then, like I said, it will change its condition state or field state, and I'll know what to do next. So like I said, field info and understanding field states is very, very important. However, that brings us to the end of this episode because we've just about run out of time on this one. So we'll carry on with prepping our field for grass in the next one, and then we'll see how we go, and we'll finish getting all of those things done. So once again, we've covered a few things. We've covered the silo, we've covered the harvesting, we've covered some of the basic field stuff, and everything else. So we are moving on, and the next one we'll get into liming, seeding, rolling, and sitting around waiting. probably, because after that we'll be heading into winter. Although with the grass growing, we will see how it fares, and then when we have the grass done, it's showing it is cultivated. It's very interesting. So yeah, just being mindful of all of these states. It's all very interesting stuff. Yeah, and we'll take it from there. So yeah, yeah, very 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 good. So yeah, I hope you like it. Do click a like. Do subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other vids if you would like. And feel free to add any tips, comments, tricks, or whatever. And I will see you all again real soon. Ta-da for now.
PlayStation